Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. I'm very excited to be here today. My name is Nona, and this is my family. And today I'm going to tell you a little bit about our life change since October 7th. So I'm married to Liron, and this is Itai. He's 10 years old. Yaeli, she is 8, and Leah, she's 3 years old. And I really miss them. It's been a while. And until October 7th, we were just a normal family. This is a Friday, the day before. We were sitting on the grass having Kabbalat Shabbat with the community. And few hours later, our life changed. On 7:30 in the morning, my husband got a message that he needs to get ready and to get his bag. And he needs to be ready for the call because soon is going to be on the northern front. And it took like few hours, and then he told me I need to go. And all the illustrations you're going to see now in this presentation are taken from my book I wrote. They were made by Dvorah Netzel Greenberg, and you will see more here in this presentation. So when the moment he said that he needs to go, I was really scared. I didn't know in the beginning. I didn't know where he goes, where he's going. I didn't know for how long, and I didn't know if he will ever come back. And I had to stay with my 3 little children alone. If I counting the days, so it's around 300 days since that day. But I didn't know that in the beginning. They all the time asked me when we'll come back, and I was speechless. I really didn't know. So in my daily job, I'm a parenthood consultant. I help children and adults and couples to better communicate their needs in order to improve their relationships. And I help children and also adults to empower themselves. But nothing prepared me to the moment I will have to use all my knowledge in my house, in my children, in a chaotic reality and in uncertainty reality. And then I thought, I have the knowledge, I have the experience, I can do something, I can help. So I decided to take everything I knew and to create this book called Mom, When Will It End? And I insert inside, I tell all the first week we had and how we struggled in this chaotic reality and how we found our inner strength inside of us. I wrote that in October 15, the first week. I wanted first to understand what happened to us. So I wanted to have like an inner reflection to understand what I'm going through. And I decided to tell this story from my middle child, Yaheli's point of view, because I really needed to simplify this reality, and I believe that kids have very simple perspective while we are complicated everything. So it really helped me to cope better with the situation. So all this story is from her perspective. This is my husband, Liron, and in the general life, like daily basis, this job is CFO, he's an accountant. But in one moment, he became a combat soldier. But not only him. At the moment my husband became a soldier, we all became, in one moment, reservist family. He had to deal with the front lines. We had to deal with the home front. And the home front must be strong. Because if I will lose that, I cannot keep the house stable, and my husband needs to concentrate on his mission. And I need to tell him that everything is okay, even though it wasn't. But I had to sometimes fake, sometimes we fake because we need to show that we're strong, but I do believe that we can find the inner strength. I mean, this is what I do in life, and I really believe in walk to talk, but it wasn't easy. Luckily, I was an officer myself. I was first in the intelligence, and after that, I was in the logistics unit. So I had some skills that I could manage that. So I just asked myself, what kind of skills, what kind of strength I can lend from myself, from that moment to this moment, from that time to this time, because I deal with some challenges in my life, so I can look inside of me and I can find something that can hold me in this period of time. So that was a very important moment while I sat with my children and I had a decision with myself. I can choose. I can choose the perspective. I can choose my thoughts. I can choose. This is in my hands. I mean, I don't have any control on the outside reality, but I always have control in myself. So this is what I did. I just decided that this is my choice. I will deal with that. And I will choose my attitude and I will choose how I'm going to approach to that. And that really helped me. But as I said, it wasn't easy. I had a lot of challenges, and today I will try to give you a brief of these challenges, so maybe you can feel a bit what I felt. So I became a mother and a father. I had to take all these duties. I mean, this is his job to throw the trash, right? And I have like a lot of bags. And if something is broken, so this is his responsibility. I mean, I don't know how to do that. And everything happens, that was like crazy. Everything happened when it was gone. Like the car, the water, and like, what happened here? So I was, as I said, around 300 days without my husband. It's 30 weeks, 30 weekends without my husband. And in the weekend, everyone busy with their own family. But I need to be like, I remember I pick up the kids, it's 12, it's noon. And until Sunday at 8 o'clock, I'm like, no air. I mean, I want to go to the bathroom to take a shower, to drink, and like nothing. I was like 24/7 with my kids, and in the beginning, it wasn't at all school, so non-stop. So I had a lot of questions, and sometimes I found myself speechless. I will share with you in a moment what kind of questions they have. This is my house when I don't have, it's a simple task, right? But when your mind and your heart is busy all the time with stress, and I'm thinking, what about my husband? Is he alive? I mean, this is that was the top of my mind, that something will happen. So how can I make the dishes and organize my house when my mind is busy all the time? This is a simple task, but it became really complicated. So, so as you see, this is the reality, and this is the illustration, and this is the monster of the laundry. You can see it's a monster. And Leah really had fun, actually. She jumped on the laundry. And this is the question all the time, because we didn't have any communication with him. It was sometimes simple questions like regular kids, what are we going to eat today? And I'm bored and I want to do something. But it became really hard questions. I mean, in the end, I didn't answer. I mean, she asked me, Dad will come for Kabbalat Shabbat? He must come, because this is a family time. But it wasn't. It was there for 19 days, and every day felt like forever, because we didn't know when it will come back. And the question became really hard. We didn't go to school. Is there other kids like us? I mean, are we the only kids in this situation? Sometimes when something happens, so we think that we are alone. But then we figure that we are not, but in the beginning we didn't know. And there are also hard questions like, can Dad die in the army? This is hard questions. I remember one day my son didn't fall asleep and came to me and said, I can't fall asleep because I just imagine life without Dad. What can I say? I have the same thoughts. So I had to show the kids something different, to express something really different than what I felt inside of me, because I wanted to look strong. But with the time, I found self-compassion, and I realized that I cannot fake my emotions. Kids know. So, but in the beginning, I really wanted to reflect them that everything is okay. When I felt it's not, I wanted to give them confidence. When I felt I felt the opposite. Okay, so it was really hard to show them different emotions than what I felt. I want to ask you if you're familiar with this sign. This is WhatsApp application, the application we used, and this 1V means that the message was not delivered. I spoke with myself for so many days. I even didn't have no one to argue with. I mean, I really wanted to be there just that I can argue. But I was talking to myself. I just sent him messages, and he couldn't respond because he was in Gaza, he was in Lebanon. They couldn't bring the phone inside. So I just didn't know what's going on with him. Just talked to myself for weeks. And in every moment given, I had a constant fear that someone will knock on my door. Knocking on my door means that there are bad news. And all the time I had in my mind that either I will see another V in the application on the WhatsApp, or I will get a bad news. And one day, someone knocked on my door. I was sitting in my clinic inside of my house, and all of a sudden, I heard that. And I stood up from my chair, and I started to walk for the door. And I had an inner dialogue with myself. I just thought, these are going to be the last steps before the bad news. I couldn't breathe. So I keep moving to the door and imagine the worst case scenario. And when I opened the door, that was the neighbor. Oh. She wanted some milk. People were not aware how one knock can change our life. And that was on my top of my mind all the time, this knocking. Sometimes I heard the knocking. Just imagine the knocking. I asked myself, what can I do with this? What can I do with all this stress, with the anxiety, with the longing? So I really tried to use everything I knew. This is what I do in life. My business is called New View. I help people to see the reality in a different angle, to tell another story. Because we don't have control on the reality, but we do have control the way we choose to look at the reality. We can change our perspective. So things that we'll look at them will change. So this is what I did, and I decided to look, to be with an approach of hope, of optimism, and I gave the emotional legitimacy for me, for my kids, and I encourage my kids to speak, to talk about what they feel, so they won't feel alone with that. And we wanted to concentrate on things we know for sure, because that gives us the confidence. And we focused on the positive and our inner strength, because our strengths are always with us. So this is what we concentrate. And to use humor, how to deal with fear with the sirens. It was very frightening. So we used humor for that. This is my dad. And we realized that we are not alone. I invited all these kids to be with us. So the kids asked, are we alone? Is there more kids like us? So yeah, we found this community. And we felt the strength of being together in the same situation. volunteers that came to be with us. And we realized the power of the community. We also find that help other people can fulfill us. So I found an empty apartment and I sent one message to the WhatsApp community, and in 2 hours this empty apartment was full with people that they contribute sofa, they contribute a bed, mattress, food, and we helped 2 families, 12 people to come. So this is my son. We cleaned it, and we brought the food and candies and table and chairs and TV, and they came. And they came and we became one big family for 2 months. They were I wasn't alone, and I helped and I did something good to other people. So, and the kids felt part of something big and meaningful. So we celebrate birthdays together, and they also came to school with us. I called the principal. I told her there is evacuated families here. So of course, she opened her heart and gate, and they just were part of us. They came with us to school. And I realized there is a huge community of women that in the same condition like me. And I also decided to help them, and I have 2 poetry and prose books for them to help them better to cope with this situation, with the anger, the longing, the fear, the anxiety. We need that as well. So today I want to tell you that this is not only my story. This is the story of many Israelis families. Just in my city, in Hadera, we have thousands of families like that, and 250 out of them with little kids. And in all Israel, we have 300,000 families like that. And this is a lot of people that need to struggle in this situation. And we need to bridge the gaps between me and my husband. I mean, we have the new dynamics that became in our family. So this is some pictures from the activities that we had in this summer. My husband was in Gaza, and again, this is the Anchor. This is a non-profit organization that collaborates with the P2G. And we had summer activities thanks to this partnership. So I was in the swimming pool with the kids, and not only me, all the women with the little kids. We had swimming pool, pizza, workshops, and we had so much important time together because there is no summer camp. So we were alone with the kids, and the husband in Gaza or whatever. It wasn't Lebanon yet at that time. So these activities help us to feel that we are not alone, that someone really sees us. So this is a great collaboration, and all these forces that came together made us feel that we are not alone, that there is someone that sees us and cares about us. And my kids even said that, oh, I'm so lucky, my father is in reserve, I'm getting all these things. They were so happy. And this is us after every time when it comes back, like 3 weeks or so. So we have this reunion again, and this is a moment that gives us hope, and we feel the love. But to be honest, after he comes back and after he needs to go back, it's devastating. I mean, we need to separate again, and we have everyone in my family and others, separation anxiety and behavior aggression, and I need to get to know him again, and he needs to know himself, and I need to know myself. I didn't recognize myself sometimes. The children also need to get to know. We need to rebuild our relationship again, and this is us today, and we are looking ahead, and we remember that maybe, that we are stronger than we think we are. But this journey is still continuing. It's not over. Soon you will have 70 days, 70, 0 days, that I will be again alone, and we need to get ready for that, like in my head, in my heart, in everything. I need to prepare myself, to prepare the children, to prepare the house, to all the time to think that I'm in a mission, and it's not over yet. But I believe that we can find the inner strength inside of us, and we're strong more than we think we are. And I'm optimistic. Thank you.